Hi, y'all. Welcome back. I'm Lisa and I am live. So I hope that you're joining me, probably most of you in replay, which I always love seeing you so much. So today we're talking about an interesting topic. I was researching this and I thought, why do trends die? Let's face it, trends aren't like the devil. So I'm not like totally, I got to adjust my glasses. I'm not totally against trends. Every fashion pretty much starts with a trend. So let's talk about why some continue to endure and some do not. There's a reason why. And we're breaking it down. I'm breaking it down. And I hope you're weigh in on what you think about this. Go ahead and do that. Just let me know what you think. I'm sharing my screen here, so let me know what you think about through this, what I'm sharing. So we're talking about Vogue and Varnish here, the lifestyle of a modern fashion trend. And as we look at it, there are five trends that burn bright and faded fast. So they have high visibility, low longevity, the trends that hit the peak at social traffic but lack the substance to stay. Let's talk about this one, logo mania. Just I'm sure you've seen people on the streets, especially if you're in a big city, and they have logos from head to tail. Shoes, the bag like this guy has. It's allowed commercial logos via luxury streetwear collabs. This happened in early 2024, so we're going back there, but I still see it, so I'm covering it. It burned out fast, and the market shifts towards quiet luxury and personalization instead of this logo mania. Then, as we looked at logo mania, we think about the Y2K glitter. That's what I call it, overload. It's super sparkly pieces, bedazzled. Now, I do like a little bit of crazy gaudy bedazzling. I really enjoy it. But I don't know if you've noticed, it's still here, but more subtle, like rhinestone jeans, and they're like really small rhinestones, but it just sets off the look. But this one was oversaturation combined with tough styling for everyday wear. I mean, this is not as easy to wear every day. However, maybe at one point in my life, I would have worn it anyways every day. So, hey, we're all different. So you never know. But this one, yes, it did not last. Now, next, we're talking about, I never went on to this trend. Some of you may have, so there's no judgment there. But the tiny micro bags. I mean, this is an exaggeration, but these bags were so small. I mean, you could put anything in there, your keys or anything. I don't even know what the purpose of it. Just couldn't put anything. They're they just you started to see it on the red carpet at one point, and some of the celebrities were doing it, but they don't work at all. They just don't work. So this is one. It's impractical in real life. You just can't put anything in it. And I personally like a good mid-size or large bag, and those bags reclaim space. Now, extreme wide leg and low rise. All right. So if you have a fupa, that little fat under your belly, or belly, lower belly, low rise is not your friend. It hit a peak in social media at one point, driven by nostalgia. But it was unflattering, like I said, for most body types. And then it clashed with the comfort trends. So I like a good high rise or mid rise that's much more complimentary. And wide leg is good. Extreme, not my deal. I don't love it. But um, again, this is not about shaming anybody or saying you're bad or anything like that. It's just reporting, why did some of these trends die? And this is why. It's tough to work with. Tailored cuts regained favor again. Now this one, oh my goodness, futuristic vinyl. It had a rise. And I don't know about you. But have you ever put any of those on? Even just a coat like this. A lot of them were these latex leggings and so forth. You couldn't breathe. It was you were going to get an infection, if you know what I mean. It's brief hype tied to runway drops and viral TikTok fits. Some of those items were so tight that people said they had to use like baby powder to get in. I'm thinking, you can't even breathe. I don't understand that. But it was very uncomfortable. So it says material discomfort plus a lack of versatility. And literally, some of it actually, a few of the iterations of it were kind of cute, but you're just like burning up. Your body's like, can I have some air in here, please? And you weren't able to get that with this. So that was a problem. So it didn't last. That did not last. The next, we're going to talk about the ones that did last. They're enduring. There are 5 trends that stuck, and they're rooted in functionality because we want to live and look good, okay? Reinforced by values, the pieces that transcended the season. So let's talk about what those were. Elevated basics, a clean tee, perfect denim, tailored blazer. I used to not like everybody says, oh, the formula was the white tee and the jeans. And I thought that is not me. I mean, I don't like it. But however, I've I've learned to embrace it because once you put it with your accessories and you just make it work, it becomes it's like a foundation to your outfit, and then you can make so much more of it out of it. They transcend seasons. That is definitely true. Wearable, mixable. I talked about you can add jewelry, you can add, a statement coat, all kind of things, and it's great. People are investing in staples. Also, let's be real. You don't want to keep spending money on things that you're not going to wear. So this is why elevated basic is great. Relaxed tailoring. So that means soft blazers, comfy trousers. Have you noticed a trend here? People want to look good but be comfortable at the same time and breathe because that vinyl did not allow you to breathe. This speaks to both professional polish and comfort culture. It really does bridge work, travel, and daily life. I've noticed people took a trouser and wore it, dressed it down, but it's still, they love the structure of the trouser and the comfort, but dressed it down with like a t-shirt or something. That's another way you can wear these things. It's not going anywhere. And then sustainable and circular. So eco-friendly materials, secondhand and upcycled pieces. Um, yeah, I am a lover of cotton. It's just so comfortable. And when it's done well, it looks good and it feels good. So that's why one reason, I'm sure there's several others why consumers care. And sustainability, when you think about our environment and what's happening to it, we got to protect it. Um, so this is another reason why. Gender fluid styling. Some of these jackets I really do like. The exaggerated shoulder, it has to work in conjunction with a feminine piece for me to love it. But the gender fluidity is happening with fashion, and it's still going on. It's a broader cultural shift, not a fad, and it's definitely true with that one. Now, statement accessories. I talk about this. Quality jewelry, standout jewelry. I got a one of these videos I'm going to do, I'm going to show you where you can take a basic and just make it amazing just with your jewelry, your belts, whatever. I'm not do belts as much, but more jewelry. And I, for instance, wore a Walmart skirt. I think it was like $10, and it was fuchsia. And I wore it with a black top, and then I put a statement necklace. It was a big chunky one with a little bit of shine. And all of a sudden people were giving me compliments on the outfit. It really, the whole outfit costs, oh, I think the t-shirt was $2. I'm not exaggerating. So the whole thing was $12. And then I had this jewelry I bought from like an auction or something like that. It wasn't even expensive. And I got compliments like crazy on that outfit. So quality jewelry, standout belts, quality shoes. We talked about shoes before. All give it impact, and it's not going anywhere. They stayed because they're investment pieces, and it elevates the outfit too without a lot of fuss, honestly. So let's talk about the mechanics of longevity since we talked about the ones that die. Trends are driven by social media, aesthetics, and virality. They lack real world wearability, the ones that don't last. That's what we're talking about, the fading trends. There's some trends, like I said, I think everything starts with a trend and then goes from there. Peak versus influencer push. So the tension drops quickly. And I went over some of those examples like logo mania, micro bags, vinyl. Ooh, vinyl, so uncomfortable. And then why trends stick. They're rooted in functionality, comfort, and versatility. And that is definitely true with ones that last. They're easily incorporated into multiple lifestyles. We went over that, like the relaxed tailoring, the circular wardrobe, gender fluidity, clothes, reinforced by consumer values, which are sustainability, fit, and quality. That is for sure, for sure. So yes, these are the items that I talked as I'm talking about them today that are definitely why trends die and why the ones, like I said, everything starts with a trend, why it has been an enduring factor or trend, fashion item. I'll say that. So, my name is Lisa. I never did say at the beginning, and I focus on plus size, fashion, and beauty. Thank you for joining me in this live. If you're watching the replay, I thank you also, and welcome or welcome back, and I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye.